In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of Paladar Tequila right here on the Tequila Hombre. Coming up next. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where today we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of Paladar Tequila. Now, if you haven't heard of Paladar Tequila, it's a tequila that is fairly new. It's been out for a little while. But what basically happened, the way I ended up getting it, was they reached out to me and said, hey, we know you do a lot of barrels and you love doing experimental stuff and playing with barrels, and we would love to do a single barrel with you. And I said, that sounds fantastic. But I've never tried your tequila. So in order for me to want to select a barrel, I normally have to make sure that the tequila is good. It's from a good brand. So I said, so in order to do that, I normally require to do a review, and I haven't reviewed Paladar yet. So they said, well, how about we send you some bottles to do a review? And if you like it, let's talk about doing a special single barrel. And of course, the single barrels that I do are for the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective. The link is in the description below. If you'd like to join and become part of that group and get access to some of these amazing barrel selects that I do, as well as special batches and stuff. It's a fun community as well, so you can, have conversations with some tequila aficionados. And then I also do some other special perks here and there where they get special access to limited bottles and stuff like that that we can get through Ferment and Still. So they said, yeah, we'd love for you to review our products. So they sent me some bottles. So today we're going to review the Blanco and the Reposado, the regular Reposado. Now they have some special batches that they sent me as well. I'm going to review those, but I'm going to review those separate by themselves on a different episode. So make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on those, because they're going to be really good. They sent me some really good ones. But we're going to review the baseline stuff today to see what we got, because of course, if the Blanco is not good, the Blanco is the heart and soul of a tequila line. If the Blanco is not good, it typically means the rest of the line's not going to be that great either. So we're going to take a look at the Blanco and the Repo and see how they're like. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the production details on how this tequila is made. All right, so Paladar Tequila comes out of NOM 1109, which is Tequila Arete. Now, Tequila Arete is run by the Orendines. Now, Eduardo Orendine is the master distiller on this particular tequila batch. I know Eduardo, we're good friends. Talked with him quite a bit. He actually will let me into the distillery too, and I want to go in and take a look at it when I'm in tequila. I know them really well. They do a really great job. Arete is a really nice brand. They've had other brands that have come out of there before. Tres Agaves was out of there for a while. But now they just do some select brands out of there, and Paladar is one of them. Now, with this particular brand, they use 7-year-old agave that they harvest from their own plantations. The Orendines are one of the oldest families in tequila production. They've been around forever, and their history and their bloodline is like intertwined and through so many different families in the tequila world as well. There's Orendines that are part of the Camarenas. There's Orendines that are part of the South. There's Orendines all over the place. They're like a legendary family in the world of tequila. So they make this out of 1109. They use state-grown agave, 7 years old, from their own estate, their own plantation. After they harvest the agave and they prepare them correctly by removing the cojollos and stuff, they then cook them in a brick oven for 48 hours at 212 degrees. Now, the cool thing is I actually got to see the brick oven at Arete before they just used autoclaves, and they when they first built the brick oven, I was there when they were loading it for the first time, which was kind of cool. So they cook at 48 hours for 212 degrees. After the agave done cooking, they then use a roller mill to extract the beautiful sugars out of the agave fibers, and they ferment using wild yeast and their proprietary yeast blend at the same time in pine vats. After fermentation is complete, They then twice distill using both copper pot stills and stainless steel stills, and they do a combination blend with them. So after they're done distilling, it is then bottled at 40% alcohol by volume for the Blanco, and the Reposado is then aged in ex-bourbon barrels until they get the right flavor profile that they want. So that's the two expressions that we're talking about today and the production details. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the tasting portion, because the way the processes look so far, it looks like they should be pretty good. So let's get to the tasting portion and see what these tequilas are all about. All right, so let's get into the tasting portion and let's see what we got going on here. So first, of course, we taste with our eyes, our nose, our mouth. So we're going to take a look at this in the glass first. So let's pop the top. They use a real cork for the corking of the bottles. So the only thing you need to worry about with real cork is them drying out, some evaporation and leakage issues. That's the only thing that's kind of a problem with real corks. They don't have that same problem with artificial corks. And listen to the sound in the microphone. Tequila being poured. Okay. Alrighty. Enough of the silliness. All right, so let's take a look at this in the glass. Looking at it in the glass, it coats the glass beautifully. Look at the legs and tears. Look at those legs and tears starting to form. Wow. It's going to have a nice viscous mouthfeel to it. Nice creamy, oily mouthfeel. Look at that. Looks beautiful. Looking at the tequila itself, crystal clear. Nothing floating around in it or anything. Looks beautiful. And one of the cool things about the bottles, they put some of the dirt from the agave fields up on the bottles too. That's kind of cool. It's kind of like sandpaper. All right, so on the nose. Ooh. Nice, rich cinnamon and baking spices, cooked agave notes coming through. It has more of a herbal kind of nose to it as well, more on the herbaceous side. But you definitely can pick up some minerals, because you can tell they use some of the good mineral water there that comes out of the ground. The mineral rich water has a nice mineralness to it. But really nice sweet cinnamon and baking spice notes that come through. Smells like a really beautiful Blanco. All right, so this is my first sip of tequila for the day. So, of course, I need to acclimate my mouth to 40% alcohol by volume. I believe in, doing this for the first time with you guys and not, like, being half snookered by the time I do the review. So... Okay, we're good to go. Salud. Coats the mouth beautifully. Has a nice rich creaminess to it. Beautiful cinnamon and baking spice notes to come through. Kind of an herbal notes that are coming through, almost like basil kind of notes. Basil and maybe even thyme, like it's more herbal. You get that really nice cinnamon and baking spice notes up front, and then the nice herbaceousness to it, which is really pleasant. Now keep in mind too that every batch of tequila is going to taste different from each other. And it's because you're using different agave that's harvested, from a different area. The different environmental elements that affect the agave. So each batch is going to be completely different. So you may have opened up a bottle and go, I don't get any of that. Well, this batch is what I'm getting the flavor notes from. If you want to know the batch number on it, does it have a batch number listed? It does not have a batch number listed that I can see. But each batch normally has a different flavor profile. because that's just the nature of the beast, especially when you're fermenting with wild yeast and a proprietary yeast blend. You're going to get some different flavor. Oh, here's the load number here. It's up at the top. This is, looks like it says 12402. So if you have a bottle that says 12402, it looks like, or it's like an LL. Yeah, it looks like 12402. Looks like, or yeah. So that's, if you have a bottle with that number on it, you're drinking the same stuff I am. Really nice flavor profile. Really easy to drink Blanco. I mean, it's really, for those of you that like to use the word, I don't like the word, but for those of you that like to, it's very smooth. It's, let's pour a little bit more. This is a really nice sipping Blanco. If you're a Blanco person, I think you'd thoroughly enjoy it. Really nice cinnamon and baking spices, nice herbaceousness coming through, some herbs. Little hint of bitterness on the end of it, just a little hint of like fennel bitterness, you know, or anise, like licorice bitterness, just a tad bit on the end to kind of balance things out a little bit. Very enjoyable. I could sit and sip this on a hot day and just thoroughly enjoy it. Enjoy it with a good stogie. When I'm doing barbecue or something like this would go really nice with a grilled steak or some grilled chicken, or sitting out at the grill. Just, I could sip this all day. Really good. I give it a solid 4 agave. It's good. It's very enjoyable. I don't see anything wrong with this. So if you're an agave person, if you're a Blanco person and you haven't had Paladar yet and you were wondering about it, pick up a bottle of the Blanco. It's good. It's delicious. So, all right. So let's check out the Reposado now. The Repo is aged in ex-bourbon barrels, and they do it based on what the barrel gives them. So, but a Reposado is aged between 2 weeks and up to a year. So from 2 weeks to a year, it's called a Reposado. Let's pull the cork out. Nice pop, solid fit for the cork. It is, of course, just like the Blanco, a real cork. Tell you, I'm going to drink the crap out of that Blanco. It's good. That Blanco and I are going to be spending some time together. We're going to be like, hey, so what are you doing today? Let's go spend some time together. Okie dokie. Let's go. My wife will be like, who are you talking to out there? They're like, oh, my bottle of Paladar. All right, so let's take a look at this in the glass first. God, you'd think I'd have already been drinking, but I haven't. What's going on here? All right, so looking at it in the glass, I'm just being a little silly. It's okay. Coats the glass beautifully. Look at the legs and tears starting to form on that. Damn, girl. Look at that. It looks beautiful. It's kind of a nice viscous mouthfeel, even more so than the Blanco, it looks like. Looking at the color on this, it's a light straw color, crystal clear, no wood chips floating in it like some brands that I've done before. God knows, nothing worse than getting wood chips in your teeth. Looks amazing. All right, so let's see what we get on the nose on this. Definitely get that cooked agave, the cinnamon and baking spice notes that come through. But then you're getting some dried fruit, papaya, apricot, and then picking up some nice caramel and vanilla notes from it as well, and even a slight hint of cherry in there. It smells wonderful. It smells really nice. It smells like it's going to be a party in my mouth, which is what I'm looking for from a good Reposado. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into the tasting portion. Salud. This is really smooth. Wow. Easy to drink. Really delightful. Definitely getting cinnamon, baking spices, a little hint of vanilla and caramel in there. A little bit of oak bitterness on the top part of it. A little honey note in there as well. But it's really, really, really easy to drink. I mean, this could be dangerous. If you're somebody that wants something really easy to drink, where you just want to sit down with some friends and share a reposado with them, where it's not going to overwhelm their palate too much, but just be really delightful and easy to drink, this is a great option for that. I could definitely sit and destroy a bottle of this watching football on Sunday. It's so easy to drink. It's not going to wipe your palate out by any means. It's not overdone on the barrel influence, which some reposado drinkers like a light barrel influence. This would basically suit that bill. But it's really creamy and just really delightful and really easy to drink. I'm getting some more chocolate notes that are starting to come through on it now too. This is delicious. Really good. Solid reposado. I'd give it a solid 4 agave too. This is really delightful, really easy. Both the Blanco and the Repo are really easy to drink. If you haven't picked up a bottle of the Blanco or Repo, what are you waiting for? Try this. This is really good. And also, if you're interested about the experimental stuff, we're going to have some fun with that. So make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell next to it, because we're going to do another episode on the experimental stuff where I have a feeling we're going to be teased with some wonderful flavors and interesting profiles. You're not going to want to miss that. I got 2 bottles for the experimental stuff. I have the Aberana barrel that they sent me, and I have the Tempranillo wine barrel they sent. We're going to have a little fun with that one. I'll give you guys some other information on that too. And then they want to do some special experimental stuff with me too, which I would love to do. So that's it. 4 agave across the board, 4 out of 5 agave. These are delightful. If you haven't picked them up, try them. You won't be disappointed. I promise you. Easy to drink, really nice flavor profile, super enjoyable. I'm gonna really enjoy the rest of these bottles. And the pricing on these are very reasonable. The Blanco goes for around $49.99, $50. And the Repo goes for around $59.99 or $60. So very reasonable priced, not overpriced at all by any means. Definitely something you should add to your collection if you want to enjoy some stuff that just really is really super easy and delicious to drink. Well, there you go. If you like the information I shared in this video, make sure you click the thumbs up and give me a like. If you're new to the channel, bienvenido, welcome. And if you're looking for somebody that's going to give you honest, unbiased reviews, then you've come to the right place. I don't get paid by brands to do any of this stuff. I don't accept payments from brands to do reviews. They know when they send me bottles, they're going to get honest, unbiased reviews, and that's exactly what I do. So you know when you come here and watch a review or get informational videos from me, that they're going to be honest, unbiased, and unfiltered. And if that's what you're looking for, then make sure you click the subscribe button right there and the notification bell next to it, so you get notified every time I post an honest, unbiased review or informational video that will help you to ensure the next bottle you buy, you're not going to regret the fact that you bought it. And until next time, like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So hey, pick up the Paladar, Blanco, and the Repo, and you're going to be drinking some really nice tequila. Salud. Bye, guys.